PKA 638 with our guest Dick.
I'd rather go hungry than eat a sun chip. They're not worth brushing my teeth after eating them.
All chips are good to me at this point. I haven't had a chip in a long time, but fuck.
Get yourself some kale. Kale chips are great.
I believe you're lying to me right now.
You know what?
I can't be convinced that kale chips are worth the kale.
I make them myself. Like you get some balsamic maybe, but mostly just salt and pepper and you slice your own kale and you get it out there and bake it until it's just right. You got to watch it, but it'll get crispy enough that, again, it's like how a nicotine inhaler is like close to a cigarette. But it's not a chip. Like, don't think you're gonna enjoy yourself.
It just disappears when you eat a kale chip. It's like I just put food in my mouth and there's no food in my mouth. Like it becomes the idea of a chip.
Yeah.
The second it touches your tongue, it just dissolves.
Which
is why I stick with the those are like kale chips or seaweed chips.
Yeah.
I haven't tried those.
You can make them. Kale is like almost free. They basically give it away at the grocery store. They give this huge bunch of it. You're like, whoa, I said the smallest package you had. And it's like, it's a bushel of kale. And you just wash that shit, chop it up, throw it on a pan, maybe spray it with some oil and sprinkle it with some shit and then bake it. And it turns into these crispy little, you're not going to like it. It's like eating dry leaves.
No, it's not good.
I hate spring mix. I hate the concept of spring mix. I hate that they try to trick us into thinking that this is fucking human food. Spring mix is absolutely bullshit. And I see these pictures online, like, look at, for the same amount of calories as this, and then they have like one sun chip. You could have this, and it's a popcorn bowl full of spring mix. Fuck you. There's no food in that bowl, though. So I could eat that whole thing of spring mix. One, I would hate the experience, and two, I'd still be hungry because it was just we could talk about food and I would get just as much calories as I would from that fucking spring mix. All we do is buy spring mix, keep it in the refrigerator for a couple of weeks, and then throw it away.
Dude, that is my salad transition as well. Where it's like, dude, every trip to the grocery store, you got big plans for salads, and you're gonna be Mr. Salad. I'm gonna be wolfing down salads all the time, and then 3 weeks later, the untouched spring mix comes out and goes in the trash. The only kind of like, I guess, lettuce or salad shit that I actually like is spinach because it tastes like it's got more to it.
Dude,
like,
I eat so much spinach.
Yeah,
I bet I eat 8 pounds of spinach a week when I'm really going at it.
Things.
Yeah. There was literally a time on this show where I explained that I had never eaten like 80% of green vegetables that existed. I had never had spinach when we started this show. Like I was like 27, 28. I had never had spinach before. I had never had like most of the vegetables, like any kind of like onion that would be like a topping vegetable. Like I would throw all that shit off. Like if I'm eating a salad, it would just be tomatoes and lettuce and stuff. But and I would never eat like Brussels sprouts. I had never eaten that until I like got on my like 2 years ago. I'd never had a Brussels sprout.
I used to beg for spinach as a child. I wanted spinach. I
wouldn't fucking eat them. I'd kick them off my plate. Don't fuck with me. I don't eat green beans. No thanks.
I was all about spinach. And then I figured out that cocksucking liar Popeye was not telling the truth about the effects of spinach.
Yeah.
Dude, I literally
think
about Popeye when I eat it sometimes. Because I'll have like I'll be cooking like ground beef and rice and this big like pan, and I've got the lid in one hand, and I'm just throwing big handfuls of spinach on top, and then the pan's red hot already, so I dump my water in, and it starts like steaming up. Throw the lid on, and then the spinach just immediately wilts and turns like edible, and I stir that shit up, and I'm just like, you know what, that 2 pounds of spinach, 2 fucking pounds of spinach. Like I don't know how much vitamin K I need, but I just love it. It's so fucking good. It's just because it's like texture, because that's the only texture that's in that meal.
The texture is slime.
No, it's crunch because I don't cook it like if you overcook it, it'll turn to slime. But you can leave like a little bit of a texture, like a crunch there. That's you know, I can't cook for you. You know,
I wish you would, Kyle.
Hey, I'm not giving you. Look, there's a trade-off. You want hookies and scritches, or
hickeys,
hookies and scritches,
hookies and scritches. Hickeys and scritches, or do you want, good food?
Kyle, I think you can do both. I think I just need to train you up.
I wish we would have explored your journey into vegetables in real time more. Because
like a
it is baffling that you made it to your mid-30s with like a Brussels sprout. How novel. Like,
no, but the thing is, like, I didn't just go like one night, like, oh, yeah, it's a decent food, and like not eat it again. I immediately went into eating pounds of it a week.
You got obsessed right away, where you're like, I'm a vegetable boy. I love my. I'm gonna grow big and strong.
Just eating what what Derek tells you to eat, right? You know, like it's fun. I've got a big old fatty now that I wouldn't say coaching, but when he asks me questions, I give him the answers. Yeah, it's that great big fat person in our in the $50 hangout. Remember, he was trying to ask me questions about like, hey, if you had to lose 250 pounds, how would you start?
Yeah.
And I was trying to answer him, and that other jabroni was like talking too much, and you muted him. If that brings you
and
back
then he
to
left, right?
Yeah. So anyway, that guy is a.
What was the bad advice? Was it like complicated and?
Well, my advice for like how to start, he was asking how I would do it. And I told him I would make sure I got like my blood work done first, and I would get a doctor to monitor me, and I would supplement, but I would go into a fast. I would fast for as long as I could to begin the weight loss journey, because if we can knock 40 pounds off in a month by starving ourselves for 28 days, then that's going to like pay dividends when we start working out. And I don't want to hear any bullshit about metabolism. Oh, you'll gain it all right back. Yeah, if you eat 35,000 calories a day, like we're the 40, it's calories in, calories out, dummy. So I would start with a fast. The longest fast I've done is 3 or 4 days, something like that.
It's hardcore.
After there's a point where you don't get hungry anymore. And like when you do, it's not bad. It's not those like hard hunger pangs that are like, God, I really got to eat. Those stop happening after day 2 or after 36 hours or something.
I did a 4-day fast, and it was fucking horrible. It was like
so
the
what
worst
did
thing
you
I've
do?
ever done.
Straight water?
Juice.
Juice.
Juice fast. So blended up vegetables and
broth.
I could gain weight on a juice fast, I bet.
Yeah. I did
veggies.
water. I would only do water, and I was hesitant to do coffee.
Did you eat salt?
No.
This was before your photo, or I think it was before Kyle's like photo day, right?
Yeah. What?
No,
like
he did
fasting before the photo shoot.
Oh, that's like a year before the. Oh, if you're talking about like on like photo day, it wasn't fasting as much as it was like I was taking no water in for almost 2 days. But like right before the photos, I drank water. I ate a Reese's. And I ate a sub sandwich, and I tried to like get a pump with my like home gym equipment, such as it was. I feel like I could have gotten a much bigger pump. I feel like I should have looked bigger than I did. But in any case,
is Reese's like a good for an immediate pump?
It was.
Reese's and
what I did was I read somebody did an article with a bodybuilder about the day of show. What do you do? Like when you need to step out on the stage, what do you do 5 minutes before, 30 minutes before, an hour, and then 24 hours before? And I followed this bodybuilder's kind of like manual for like what to eat, what not to eat, how like you wanted to get like sodium and hydration in your blood to fill your muscles out as you're like getting the pump. And something about that Reese's was like a good sugar dump to like do something with insulin. And it was all about looking the best you could, like bang right now, kind of thing.
I watch a YouTuber named Virtue in Physique. Maybe you know him a little, and maybe you've seen his stuff. He does not bodybuilding competitions, but like men's physique competitions, the ones where you wear board shorts and try to be good looking.
Cool.
And anyway, it ties into what you said, because he'd do the same thing. He'd dehydrate, but his thing was Swedish fish. That was how he like got that sort of.
So any kind of sugar.
Yeah, he's trying to get some sugar in there.
Yeah. The reason like those power men like drink honey as they're lifting.
I always like to bring this up because like sometimes I'll want to talk shit about like a professional athlete or something, but I feel like it's like, yeah, but I've got no ground to stand on, right? But when it comes to cutting weight with MMA fighters, I call anybody who misses weight that only had to cut 10 or 15 pounds a pussy and a loser and a non-professional and everything else under the book. Because I cut like 12 pounds in 36 hours or something, and it was hard. It sucked. I didn't have fun, but I smiled my way through it. Took pictures, and I was sending pictures to the boys while I did it.
Yeah.
Like having a
still
good
have
time.
them, of course.
I'm like, dude, I'm wearing.
You looked so thirsty.
I'm wearing multiple layers in my house.
My iPhone wallpaper.
Oh, you sweat it all out. Wow.
I'm in my house. I haven't had anything to drink in a day, and I'm in my house on a bike, stationary bike, watching TV. 3 or 4 layers on, including this like rubbery
like a plastic
sweatshirt.
Suit. Yeah.
And I got the
you
hoodie
sell that
on,
sweat,
and I'm fucking pedaling the fuck out of that bitch. I got my heart rate up to 145, 150, and I do that until I get faint.
God.
And when I get faint, I strip it all off and I towel off. I get my head straight, and then I get in the hot tub, and it's hot and it's full of Epsom salt, so the salt's drawing the water out too. And I stay in there until I get faint again. And then I lay in my bed under the fan until I'm not faint anymore.
Until I can see death creeping in.
And then I get back on the fucking bike. And every time I get naked, I take more pictures and send them to the boys because I got to stay motivated. But
oh my God!
And I weigh
myself. 12 pounds like that, like 12 pounds of water. It shrunk your skin up.
Yeah.
And have you seen his pictures, Dick?
No.
You haven't seen Kyle's final result?
I don't think so.
Zach,
so
can you pull him up?
I have like a nanny filter on my computer to filter out gay stuff, so maybe
I would weigh
I do too. It's a filter that catches it though and shows it to
me. yeah. I want to see what Dick missed.
But after every one of those activities, either the hot tub or the bike, I would weigh myself and I would watch pounds fall off every time.
Oh my God.
Pounds of liquid. And I was down to 170. High 170s, somewhere in there. Like I was taking pictures of the scale as I went to because I can't remember now all those little numbers. But I think I was like 179.
You're delirious.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh my God! Wait, what's on the left? Who's that?
That's me.
Guy. Wow!
It's the homeless guy.
So that was after all the cutting and stuff.
Yeah, I'm very dehydrated there. I'm very, very dehydrated.
Yeah, you're definitely dehydrated.
Look at those
biceps are huge.
Yeah, looking tremendous though.
Develop really well.
Do you need water, man? Because when you're water free, I'm feeling.
See, this was what like inspired me was Mac doing this shit. That was honestly like a huge part of the whole thing. I loved the Mac thing. I love the idea of I don't know, doing that kind of transformation.
Yeah,
I don't think I got
way bigger than Mac.
What did your penis look like? Did it shrink up with
it got so fucking big, dude. Like it got so much because my body fat percentage is like 8.5 in that picture on the right. I'm it's unhealthy how little fat is left in me. So that means there's no fat under the skin around my dick anymore. So I'm getting every inch that God wanted me to have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Those cum gutters lead to a pearlescent turtle shell that's capped off with a loggerhead. It's all smooth down there.
Even your nipples look rough. It's like Wolverine.
Oh, they're angry
here.
Oh,
those nipples look dangerous.
That's the weakest part of my physique.
Headline,
clearly.
a bio, I don't know.
Those adding mass to my chest was just impossible. It seemed like. So that's something that. I'm doing a thing soon. I don't want to talk about it at all. But that's going to be part of the goal is to get my chest bigger next time.
You can do it. Disgusting.